Hello, welcome to the video for lesson 2-3 notes on solving equations using the distributive property. These notes you'll find on page 10 in your binder. And let's take a look at what we have. Our target is I can solve equations using the distributive property. So you can use the distributive property to simplify an expression. And primarily we have, with these kind of problems, we have parentheses and a number in front of it. And to do the distributive property, basically you're going to do the multiplication. And you can see some examples below. So we're going to first walk through the distributive property, then we're going to do some solving equations. So, first thing we have is, so an example with addition. So I'm going to do the distributive property. I always like to make, I call it the distributive rainbow, and I distribute it over both numbers. I'm not going to add them. I'm going to do the multiplication first, and I get 24 plus 12. Now, on this side of the equation, I'm going to actually do the math the original way. So I'll do 6 plus 3, which is 9, and leave that in parentheses, and then 4. On this side, I'm now going to take these and add them, and I get 36. Now, what's 4 times 9? 36. So, as you can see, if you distribute the 4 to both numbers and do it this way, you'll get the same answer as if you added them and then multiplied after. Okay, so same thing over here. 6 minus 3 is 3, so I have 4, parentheses 3. Now I'm going to do the distributive property and show what I get. So 4 times 6 is 24, and then 4 times 3 is 12, but this time there's a minus sign. Now 4 times 3 is 12, so I get 12 over here. 24 minus 12 is 12. And if I bring that down, 12 equals 12. Alright, so the distributive property works. Okay. So we have 2 more examples of this. Let's go ahead and try it out. So I'm going to do 2 times 5, which is 10. And then 2 times 9, which is 18. So 10 plus 18. Now, obviously, that should be some pretty easy math. 10 plus 18 is 28. Let's see if we get the same thing on this side. 5 plus 9 is 14 in parentheses. And 14 times 2 is 28. So 28 does equal 28. All right, why don't you pause the video and try the next one on your own. Notice it's a fraction. See if you can get it figured out. After you're done, unpause the video and see what I get. So, let's do this with the distributive property. 1/2 times 10 is 5, and 1/2 times 6 is 3, and there's a subtraction sign in between. And then 5 minus 3 is 2. Now, when I do this problem on this side, I get 10 minus 6, which is 4. Leave that in parentheses. Times 1/2, or 1/2 of 4 is 2. 2 equals 2. So hopefully if you did this on your own, you got the same thing that I got. Alright, so now let's apply the distributive property to solving equations. So let's take a look at page 12, the next page. Alright, so we have our first example. I'm going to draw a line down through here. Now there's actually 2 ways you can do this. You can either distribute the 4, the negative 4 I should say, or you can divide both sides by negative 4. Sometimes it's easier to divide, but I'm going to show it doing the distributive property because that's what this lesson is all about. So negative 4 times c is negative 4c. Negative 4 times 8 is negative 32, but I have a minus sign. So subtracting negative 32 hopefully you remember your integers and know that that becomes addition. So, and we still have 12 on this side. So really I have negative 4c plus 32 equals 12. So now I'm going to subtract 32 from both sides. And when I do, I get negative 4c equals 12 minus 32 is negative 20. Divide both sides by negative 4. And c equals, a negative divided by a negative is a positive. 20 divided by 4 is 5. Okay, so now, do I have to do the check? Yes, you know the answer to that. You have to do the check. ESS, equation, substitute, solve. The original equation. Don't write down the equation that you got after you did the distributive property. If you did the distributive property incorrectly, then you could have a mistake. Now this time when I do the check, I'm not going to do the distributive property. I'm going to solve this using PEMDAS. So I'm going to do 5 minus 8. So negative 4. 5 minus 8 is negative 3. And then a negative times a negative is a positive. 4 times 3 is 12. So 12 equals 12. And it checks. Alright. Now, the key is to make sure you do the check with the original equation. I've said this many, many times. So don't let me catch you making that mistake. Or if you do make that mistake, share it and say what you did. Alright, the last one that we're going to do together. So, I draw a line down here. I do the distributive property. 1/3 times x is 1/3 x. 1/3 times 9 is 3 equals 15. Now I'll subtract 3 from both sides. 1/3 x equals 12. Now you can divide both sides by 1/3, but many of you have learned that dividing by a fraction is the same as multiplying by its reciprocal. So if I multiply both sides by the reciprocal, the 1/3 and the 3/1 cancel out and we just get x. 12 times 3 is 36. Easy peasy. So, really quick, let's do the check. If I'm going too fast, remember you can always pause the video or re-watch it if you need to. Check. Rewrite the original equation. Sorry, I got a little sloppy there. Now substitute the values in. So I get 1/3 times 36 plus 9 equals 15. 36 plus 9 is 45, so I get 1/3 of 45 equals 15. So either do 1/3 times 45, or some of you have gotten good at recognizing that 1/3 of 45 is the same as 45 divided by 3, which is 15. 15 equals 15, and it checks. Alright? Again, if I went too fast, go back and rewatch the video. If you have any questions, come see me for help. Good luck, and we will see you in math.